Emotional expression characterized by the act of shedding tears, often accompanied by audible gasps and weeping sounds, that conveys a profound sense of sorrow. I wish you two gentlemen a good night of sleep. I find myself profoundly and acutely yearning for your presence, experiencing an overwhelming sense of longing and nostalgia in your absence that is undeniably difficult to endure. Oh, goodness! It seems like someone in this very moment is feeling somnolent. Oh, how curious and but that is, without a doubt, an expression of utter absurdity and foolishness. Negative response. It is truly astonishing to contemplate yourself experiencing a profound sense of drowsiness and weariness, particularly while being utterly unaware of the intricacies and nuances involved in the enchanting process of dreaming, which is often regarded as a fascinating journey through the subconscious mind during periods of slumber. Absolutely not. I am most resolutely uninterested in acquiring any knowledge regarding the intricate methodologies or processes that facilitate the experience of dreams, and I must emphatically insist that my desire to remain oblivious to such information is unwavering. Dreams can be likened to intricate cinematic experiences that unfold and play out within the vast realms of your mind, bringing forth vivid imagery and narratives that captivate your subconscious. Especially during the nighttime hours when you find yourself comfortably nestled in the embrace of your bed, drifting into a world of slumber and repose. Mournful sound. It is indeed possible for you to experience an imaginative vision in which you find yourself engaging in the exhilarating activity of riding a majestically graceful horse, an experience that can manifest vividly within the confines of your mind during the realm of dreaming. Absolutely not. Alternatively, one may find themselves immersed in a rather vivid and unsettling dream where they are engulfed by an overwhelming deluge of oil, leading to the sensation of drowning. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I implore you, no more songs, I beseech you. Oh, it appears that it has come to my attention that someone, possibly in a state of slumber, is experiencing the unfortunate occurrence of a rather unpleasant and distressing nightmare. Unpleasant and distressing nightmare. Unpleasant and distressing nightmare. Would you be so kind as to take these various documents and organize them into their respective designated folders, if you don't mind? Oh, absolutely, yes indeed. I can certainly assist with that. However, imagine for a moment the humorous scenario where, perhaps, one of these files unexpectedly sprang to life, bursting forth with animated vitality. Ha, can you envision it? I can just picture it now. Here I am, a file, and within me reside your precious documents. And then, in a whimsical tone, perhaps it might continue with a tune, such as, "A-do-da-do, I am a file. A delightful and amusing file, I must say. A-do-do. Ah, you know, it might even mimic the rhythm of a catchy song." Negation. The thought you have shared to us is processed as very uninteresting to me. In response to the situation, I found myself expressing, indeed, that particular object does not belong to the same category of receptacles whatsoever. Dear companion, I suppose one might refer to me as the laid-back individual, perhaps even the cool guy, albeit with an undercurrent of melancholy. To add to this narrative, I must mention that I sustained an injury to my leg earlier today, which has contributed to my overall disposition. It seems that you are lacking the necessary attire, as indicated by your statement regarding the absence of clothing, which is indeed a cause for concern. Which of the various thoughts being processed in your brain currently is your most valued of them all? In my perspective, the answer to the question is participating in original activity. May you describe the method used to acquire this thought? I simply use my brain and construct various original thoughts. In this moment in time, when your eyes allow you to envision the color and shape of this round fruit containing an edible pulp, I ask you kindly to enlighten me on how you envision it. The object you have referred to is merely an uninteresting and aged round fruit containing an edible pulp, perhaps in your perspective, but my perspective is different. I envision a humorous facial expression, moving its limbs in a manner to proceed forward, adjusting its mouth as to express joy towards my direction, disapproving sound known as boo. I am currently unable to understand the message you are expressing. This is due to the lack of your brain constructing original thoughts. Therefore I ask that you gaze at the strands of my thread-like outgrowth located on my head. Satisfactory attributes. Disapproving sound known as booing. It is, in fact, quite far from being considered even moderately acceptable or satisfactory in any conceivable manner. Disapproving sound known as booing. Disapproving sound known as booing. Disapproving sound known as booing. I implore you, dear companion, to resist any temptation to cease your delightful vocalizations at this very moment. The melodious sound of your voice resonates within me like the most exquisite symphony, bringing a joyous sense of harmony and delight to my countenance.
Prolonged expression of exasperation.
And it is indeed within the realm of possibility that one may experience a vivid and somewhat fantastical dream that revolves around the peculiar and rather whimsical notion of consuming a beverage. Furthermore, it is entirely plausible that one may find themselves enmeshed in an elaborate dream scenario that encompasses the rather emphatic act of procuring a charming hat. In addition, one might find themselves caught in the throes of an unsettling dream that involves the rather disheartening event of losing connection with one's friends. Expression of sobbing. Lastly, there exists the rather disturbing possibility of dreaming about inflicting harm upon one's friends through the act of incinerating them. The indefinite existence of past, present and future is identified as a device your being is capable of placing onto the enclosures of your house or inhabit the space on the joint connecting your hand to your forearm. The previous events are great distance to the far side of ourselves. I recognize you. The future events do not possess objective reality. The indefinite existence of the past, present and future became newly introduced and dating from faraway times similar to the non-fictional events of the past. Items emitting from previous times formed into an enigmatic substance. My death occurred due to your actions. But observe the properties of this piece of technology. I identify as an electronic device-related male being. Exclamation of exuberance. All things created by the means of graphical control elements and thin flexible metal threads, I as the subject would be pleased to make aware of questioning the topic of our existence in our places. What idea does everything mainly represent? You are clueless as what idea does everything mainly represent? You are clueless as far as any matters this idea regards. In addition, in all available areas your eyes are capable of gazing and nearly only strong disliking is seen, as well as the pure absence of light, the action of being killed and a delectable combination of flavors that involves the creamy, frozen dessert known as ice cream, paired intriguingly with a savory meat, specifically beef. Such a combination will make your each of a set of hard bony enamel-coated structures go color intermediate between black and white. It does not important or significant, just propel it with force through the air of the arm and hand. Why not use or test an aquatic cold-blooded animal located on my food container? Expression of confusion: could you kindly enlighten me regarding my current geographical location? It is with great enthusiasm and profound excitement that I proclaim we find ourselves situated within the vast and expansive realm known as the universe. Additionally, it is perhaps a fascinating consideration that there exists a significant notion suggesting that various celestial bodies, often referred to as planets, reside within the protective and illuminated confines of our very own moon. Furthermore, it should be noted that a rocket ship is capable of embarking on journeys to the grand and awe-inspiring expanse of outer space, and is equally adept at making a voyage toward our lunar neighbor. Physical competition and athletic endeavor. Spherical object. I believe we should partake in the pursuit of athletic endeavors, commonly referred to as sports. Spherical object utilized in the sport of cricket, a card of a vivid crimson hue. I proudly identify as an object of magnetic properties, having the unique ability to draw on and connect with metallic substances that fall within my sphere of influence. Among these metallic acquaintances, one stands out with particular significance, as it has assumed if we find ourselves contemplating the prospect of embarking on an endeavor that involves excavating a substantial cavity within the depths of the. I implore you, take whatever necessary actions are required to bring this situation to a complete and utter halt. Scatting sounds. Allow me to exuberantly declare, with an enthusiastic flourish and a vibrant tone, that I shall impart to you the knowledge and skill set necessary to successfully acquire, procure, and ultimately purchase a canoe, that magnificent vessel designed to glide gracefully across tranquil waters. Here I am, a file, and within me resides your precious documents. However, it is of great significance to recognize that the color red is universally understood as the indication for a cessation of movement, signifying that one should not proceed. It is imperative to comprehend that failure to heed this caution could lead to dire consequences, such as being tragically crushed by a large vehicle. Allow me to extend an invitation to engage in a learning process concerning the fascinating and multifaceted substance known as gel. An oral cavity that emits an unpleasant and foul odor, commonly referred to in more colloquial terms as a stinky mouth. The auditory art form known as music undoubtedly occupies a position of great preference and esteem within the hierarchy of your personal interests. It is with a profound sense of dissatisfaction and discontent that I must express my unwavering displeasure regarding this particular situation or item that I find myself encountering, and I must assert, quite emphatically, that it does not meet my expectations or align with my preferences in any conceivable manner. Expression of surprise. Emotional expression characterized by the act of shedding tears. I as the subject am curious on what events will take place in the future relevant to this topic. Which of the various thoughts being processed in your brain currently is your most valued of them all?